Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, I am back here again with another review, but a review with a twist. Literally, because I'm gonna be spinning and twisting the night away on a swivelly chair. Sorry, I really try so much. But yeah, I'm on a swivelly chair, so I'm just gonna be like this all the way through the review, which is gonna make it very fun for me, but probably not for you guys if you have motion sickness, but sorry, but anyway, forget about that. We're here for a review, and it is a review of a film that I am obsessed with, and I've already watched it once. Now, the film in question is A Star Is Born. Now, you're probably going to me, but Megan, I have heard this title at least twice before, and you are right, because this is the third iteration of A Star Is Born, the first one being Judy Garland and James Mason in 1954, then in 1976, the second iteration of this one was Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson. I can't say that one because it's weird and it's like me calling my kid Ember Emberton. It just, very confusing. But no, I'm here to talk about the 2018 version directed by Bradley Cooper, starring Bradley Cooper and starring Lady Gaga as Jack and Ally. Now, the narrative is pretty much like this musician, Jack Maine, discovers and falls in love with Ally, a struggling artist herself, and he kind of helps her get into the spotlight. Her career sort of skyrockets, and you see sort of like not the aftermath, but the kind of behind the scenes sort of trials and tribulations of, well, stardom basically, and the hardships of it. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of La La Land, but if La La Land was a 15 with drugs and alcohol abuse. So take that with a grain of salt. And also a little bit like A Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool, which I recommend you go and see. It's on Netflix, you have no excuse to watch it. It's very much like them two films. Now, the first section I want to start off with is the acting side. Now, I'm going to start off with Lady Gaga in particular, because I loved Lady Gaga. I'm like, yes, honey, she can sing, she can do anything. But I kind of had that kind of apprehensive sort of, oh my god, what if she's a bit like Cara Delevingne and Rihanna? Although I haven't seen Rihanna in Ocean's 8, I have seen her in Battleships where she wasn't that strong. And I think you usually find models and maybe singers aren't as strong across other mediums like film and television. That is not the case with Lady Gaga. She is phenomenal in this. Oh my god, the emotion. Oh, it's just her emotional scenes. There is so much like high stake emotion in it and intensity, and you're so fully invested in her, and she's just, you're watching her and you don't, like, I kind of did think a little bit like, oh, that's Lady Gaga up there when she was singing, but when she was acting, it was like, you couldn't tell that that was Lady Gaga. She's completely different in front of the camera, and it was just mesmerising to watch. And I think that she's very, very strong as an actor, and I would like to see her in a lot more things, especially the dramas. But she also held her own against Bradley Cooper, who's like a well-experienced sort of, you know, actor, and she held her own in the scenes and carried some scenes on her own. And I think she's just a very, very strong actress, and we kind of underestimated her a little bit. But also, her singing, oh, it just gave me goosebumps. There's one song called La Vie en Rose. I can't say French, I'm not French. Or oui oui, I can't do it, you know, you see? But, oh my god, I was watching it and it made me question a few things about her, because damn, she can sing. And that song in particular, when you watch it, you will be spellbound by this. Oh my god, can that woman sing? She's a seductress. You're watching her and you're like, wow, she is a phenomenal actress in this, and I would love to see her in more. So the next person I obviously have to talk about is Bradley Cooper, and oh my god, that man, Jesus, like, he completely transformed into that role of Jack. Just his whole mannerisms, his voice, his movement, his characteristics, just everything just kind of went, wow. Okay, that's not Bradley Cooper at all. Like, who's this man? Like, at the start, I knew it was Bradley Cooper, but I was kind of sitting there going, are you sure that's Bradley Cooper? Is Bradley Cooper playing like a supporting actor? But no, and then I kind of like, I saw his eyes, I saw those blue eyes, and I was like, yeah, it's Bradley Cooper. But that's how well he portrayed Jack. Everything was just so convincing of him. Just, as I said, his voice and his movements and his characteristics, everything. He completely transformed himself into Jack. And I'm going to say this is like a career highlight for him. I honestly think he's very, very talented. And compared to any other roles that he's had, this has really pushed him. And I think push him more, honestly, just keep pushing him. And he directed this as well as producing it, as well as like helping out with the scripts, as well as like starring in it. He did all of this, and still he did everything with pure perfection in this. And you can't help but credit this guy for what he's achieved with this film. But also his singing voice. When he started singing at the start of the film, whew, he gave me goosebumps. I was like, damn son, you a bit of that. He kind of reminded me a bit like of Ryan Gosling in La La Land when he started singing on the pier, and I'm like, who would have thought you have such a charming voice? Like, you can serenade me any day. But honestly, I was sitting there waiting for him to sing, especially when he sung with Lady Gaga as well. I was just waiting. So overall, on an acting side, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga's chemistry is electric in this film. And I would kind of compare it to Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone in La La Land, although I do think the chemistry in this film is a hell of a lot better than La La Land. And you know how much I love La La Land if you follow me on any social media. I love that film till death do us part. I love that. But I will say that this film, their chemistry is just, it grips you from the moment that them two start talking to each other. You know that they are just, it's so beautiful. And there's one scene in particular at the start of the film, and there's a few scenes before it, so it's not straight away. But I was watching it going, I already like this film. I like this film. I'm tapping my foot. I'm listening to the music. I like it. But as soon as this scene happened, my God, I turned around and I went to my friend. I went, this is a film that I am going to be obsessed with quite a lot. And as you can see already from my enthusiasm, I was quite right. But there's a scene where he touches her nose, and right now it doesn't seem like, oh my God, he touches her nose, chemistry. But how they do it is, you're watching it and you're just there like, and I'm sitting throughout the whole film revisiting that scene in my head over and over again. And as soon as I finished watching the film, I was like, I want to watch it again just for that scene, because I loved the whole film obviously, but that scene just kind of solidified why this film is incredible, and it's just so good. So the next segment I kind of want to touch upon is the singing. Now, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga's voices blend so seamlessly into each other. It is beautiful. It's honestly, like, you know, with Lady Gaga that, well, no, actually, you kind of expect from Lady Gaga the kind of, oh, I was born this way, that kind of, obviously not as bad, but you kind of expect those types of songs. But the songs that she sung, they're so beautiful. I can't wait to listen to the La Vienne Rose, that one that I just mentioned before, because how she sung it was just so beautiful. There's another one that I have to say, Shallow. Now, that's the only song that's released on the soundtrack yet on Spotify, and I'm very angry, but I'm not complaining, because this song again is perfect. And because it's on Spotify, you have no excuse to go and listen to that song. You listen to that song and you will believe me when I say that their voices blend seamlessly together and it's just perfect. Now, Another thing that I want to touch upon is the cinematography. Now, I've already said that it's very much like a La La Land and Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool's, but some of the visuals are just so breathtaking. That nose scene, I want that as my wallpaper, so as soon as it comes out I'm taking it as my wallpaper, because some of these are just very beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. There's a bit of colour symbolism in there with the reds and the greens and the blues, and how they kind of obtain sort of most of the space as well. In that nose scene, this colour is predominantly red, and it kind of reminded me of Vertigo, where Madeline's in profile and the red kind of really like sort of, I don't know, like pushes forward and it kind of obtains most of the frame around her, and it kind of reminded me a bit of that, and I loved it. And these are the kind of aesthetics that I love. It's very art house type niche thing, which is again something I love, and very much like your Drives and your Hers and that. There's so many scenes that I could just speak about so much, and I really want to, but I can't spoil it to you. But there's so many scenes and shots and sequences that I can picture all of them in my head, and I can't usually do that. And that shows how much this film is just, it makes an impression on you. And you can't stop thinking about it constantly with the music and that, and with the cinematography. It's just a perfect visual masterpiece. I was watching it and I was going, I love this. I love it for the colours, I love it for the acting. Just everything seemed to blend in so seamlessly with each other that it was just perfect. So as with every film, it's not perfect. One notable criticism I do have about this film, although I loved every single second of this with the visuals and with the singing and the acting, I will have to say it's a little bit too long. Now, it's only 2 hours and 15 minutes. However, I do think watching it, I was thinking you could probably cut down a few minutes just to make it ever so slightly shorter. I don't know where you would do it, because there are so many scenes that I love dearly, but I do think it does suffer a little bit that it kind of drags in places, and you kind of sit there and it's like, you know, it's kind of bad, because I don't want to criticise this film because I love it so much, but I will just say it goes on just a bit too long, that maybe a few cuts and slices would kind of help this film a little bit more. So guys, my final thoughts on this film is that I'm going to be obsessed with this. I'm going to put it out there, I'm going to be obsessed. It's going to be like Sebastian Stan and I, Tonya level obsessed with this film. I'm going to be freaking out about the soundtrack, about the film for about 2 months, and then it will come out on DVD, and then I'll be obsessed again for about 2 months. So good luck if you follow me on Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter or any of my social media. But I will just have to say this. Don't tell anyone. I'm putting this on YouTube so everyone's going to know, you dim bat. But I kind of want to put it as my favourite film of 2018. But I've put it as my second one. It's knocked down Isles of Dogs because I don't want to knock off I, Tonya. Now I have to watch it again, and I am watching this film again. But it may just knock off I, Tonya as my favourite film of 2018. Don't you dare tell Sebastian Stan or Margot Robbie, because I love them and I don't want them to hate me. But yeah, it's that good. And also, speaking of lists, it's now my 6th favourite film of all time. It's knocked down Casablanca down to 7th. Change the subject quickly. Yeah, if you like Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool or La La Land, or if you haven't watched them, watch them, then watch this. It's very similar with the aesthetics and everything, and if you like that, you will like this film. Also, I will say, I wasn't hyped for this film, and I probably wouldn't have heard about this film if it wasn't for a secret, well, an unlimited screening of this film. I kind of went, you know what, why not? Love a bit of Bradley Cooper, let's watch it. And I'm so glad that I did, because it was such a rewarding cinema experience. Everyone was laughing at all the jokes, everyone fell silent at some of the tense bits because we were so invested in this, and I can't hype this film enough. If you want to go and watch it, please make the effort to go and watch it. It's an amazing, amazing film. But you guys can go and find me on all of my social media down below in the links. click on them and come and have a conversation with me. After you've watched the film, tell me your feelings about it. But that's my review for A Star Is Born, directed by Bradley Cooper, starring Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Now, I highly recommend you go and watch this film. I will shut up. I need to shut up. But I just love this film. So I will see you guys again for another review. I don't know what it's going to be yet or when it's going to be. That's another thing. But I will try and get it as soon as I can. So guys, I'm going to go because my battery's flashing and that's why I've been talking very, very quickly just to get this all out. But guys, I will see you soon. Bye!